Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your host of the Morning Beer Podcast, Devereaux Davis, and I'm doing this quick mock draft. I'm doing it from my truck, actually. With this being the day of the draft, with this being a few hours away from these guys' lives changing, these college players' lives changing and becoming multimillionaires and living up to their dreams. That's one thing, and playing for a professional franchise. So I'm gonna give you my 7th-round Giants mock draft, what I believe they're going to do. We're only hours away from this, so I have to get this out as soon as possible. That's why it's a rush job, and I'm doing it from my truck. Pretty much what I believe they're going to do all 7 rounds. We have 9 picks, and basically what I feel is going to be, this is including trades. I don't believe there's going to be a ton of trades. It might be 1 or 2 from the Giants on their side, maybe involving a player or two besides the players, besides the draft picks. It might include a Saquon Barkley, Darius Slayton, Bradbury, maybe even a Kadarius Toney if it even gets to that point. But it seems like he's going to be on the team. So let's get straight to it. I don't have enough time to play around. I'm taking a 15-minute break, and basically number 1, their 5th overall pick. I believe by that time when they're picking, Walker, Hutchinson, Kwanu, and Thibodeau is going to be off the board in that order, I believe. And I believe they're going to be picking offensive tackle Evan Neal at number 5. Number 5 overall, going to Giants from Alabama. I believe at 6, there's going to be some funky business there, maybe a trade. So I still believe the players that they like is going to be on the board. I believe at number 7, they definitely going secondary. Reason why I believe they're going secondary is because they did not do anything to address any of their secondary help. Seems like Bradbury's not going to be playing for us next year, this upcoming season. So chances are we're going to have to go secondary, be it the safety route. At safety, we don't have nobody that could that will replace Peppers or a Logan Ryan. Could we go to the Kyle Hamilton route? That's possible, but I don't think it's doable. I think his stock kind of fell a little bit more towards the early teens or back end of the 10. So I don't think he comes into play here. I do believe they're going the cornerback route. I do believe they recently fell in love with a player that they seen on Pro Day, and I believe they're going to go the route of a Derek Stingley. I know they like Amari Sauce Gardner. The consensus pick is that everybody's going with Amari Sauce Gardner, but at the end of the day, it's who they feel fits better in that system, that scheme, and with Wink Martindale. And I think the reason why they're going to go him, he plays press coverage good. He's a natural athlete. Same thing with Amari Sauce Gardner, but this guy is probably a better all-around talent when healthy, and that's the thing. The only reason why I believe they might go Sauce Gardner over him is because of health issues, and his ability to be available is something that Shane would value more. But something's telling me that they're going Stingley. I believe Wink Martindale and the Giants probably like him a little bit more than they do like Gardner. So let's pencil in Stingley there. Reason why I'm going a secondary over edge rusher at this position is because, like I said, secondary was not addressed at all. Not saying that edge rusher was either, but I believe they're going to do it more so in the 3rd round for the edge rusher. I believe they want to get the secondary solidified. I believe Wink Martindale believes that the secondary causes sacks more so than the edge rusher causing sack, and coverage is pretty much more important to him, especially with the scheme that he runs. So with that being said, he's going to go ahead and just pencil in a cornerback there. More than likely, I'm seeing Stingley is catching a lot of steam now to be the 7th pick overall. Moving on now, 2nd round, 36th pick overall. Once again, I'm sticking with the secondary. I'm going safety in this position. They need somebody to replace a Logan Ryan. They need somebody to replace Peppers. I believe they could go to Ralph Lewis-Seen. He's my favorite safety, besides Kyle Hamilton, or Jalen Petrie. If a Daxton Hill slips, if Briscoe is there, I think Briscoe will be there, but I don't think he will be their selection. I think it's more so between Cine and Petrie, and my belief is that they're more so interested in Petrie. So you can pencil in Petrie there. Petrie and Stingley in the secondary. I like that a lot to go along with McKinney and Amari, Dory Jackson, Aaron Robinson, Love, some other players that's Holmes there as in the slot. That's a really good secondary. I don't know what else, to tell you. So we're going to move on to the third round. We have 2 picks in the third round. 67 and 81, I think it is. I'm going off the top of that. So I believe this is where the defensive edge rusher comes into play. Cameron Thomas is somebody I mocked in my last Giants mock. I like him a lot. Like I said, I compare him to Hendrickson in Cincinnati, who also was drafted in the third round. I believe he could be in play there. Nick Bonito is getting a lot of buzz in the second round, but I don't think he's I think he's not a full third down rusher. I think he has, even though he has a lot of tackles in the backfield, I think he does need to refine his run stopping ability. So I believe he will be more so there in the third round, along with, and in most of the mocks, he's like slipping towards the third round. So let's go ahead. It's a pick between Bonito and Cameron Thomas as far as the edge rusher is concerned. And I'm going to pretty much stick with what I went with before. Cameron Thomas is going to be my edge rusher there. Moving on to pick number 81, okay? So now we already addressed the edge rushing position and the whole entire secondary. We addressed our starting right tackle. So now we could look in, let's look at maybe some interior offensive linemen, maybe a tight end, but it might be a little bit too early for tight end, so let's skip that. Let's go ahead and also look at wide receiver here, because the wide receiver position is something I think that wide receiver room needs a little bit more fire lit in it. If a Sky Moore is here, which I don't believe is possible, I think he definitely should be selected. I believe a person that'll be there in the third round is Amici from Alabama. So let's look at what I need. So we're not going to do tight end. Offensive lineman, maybe a Kennard is still there from Kentucky. He could play interior. He could also play the outside. Let's see. Defensive wise, do we need anybody else? We do need linebacker help, and this is why I like linebacker help here. But we could possibly look at the linebacker in the fourth round if possible. I was looking at Brian Osamoa here, but we do need some type of help, particularly in the wide receiver position. However, we could wait till 6th round because there are some talents that fall back in the 6th round. So just to get a long story short, let's go linebacker here. Brian Osamoa. I picked him many times in my other mocks, and I believe he's going to go to the Giants back in the third round. In the third round, we got Cameron Thomas and Osamoa. That defense is looking really good. Osamoa is a sideline to sideline, a little bit undersized, sideline to sideline linebacker. He's going to get there. He's going to blow up some plays. Might have to get a little bit better in the passing game and guarding these tight ends. He's a little bit undersized, like I said, 6'1", maybe 230. Maybe his speed could help him out a little bit. But I like Brian Osamoa. He's a good tackler. He wraps him up. You put him there. If Leo Chanel is there, I think you take him, but I doubt that he'll be there. I also like this guy, Channing Tyndall from Georgia. He played with Nakobe Dean. If he's there, I might consider him too. So we're going to move on to number 4, the 4th round. So I'm just going to go ahead and say linebacker, Brian Osamoa, with the 81st pick in the draft. All right. Moving on to number 4. And this is where tight end, maybe that offensive lineman again. But I'm talking to an offensive lineman later on in the draft. Excuse me, sorry. A little tired, long night. Let's see. Should we go Isaiah Likely if he's still there, which I don't think he will be. Should we go, there's a guy like Jelani Woods. I like him a lot, 6'7" beast, as far as a target for Daniel Jones. Can run like nobody's business. Do we go that route? Let's go. Our defense is solid. Let's go, and our wide receiver position maybe in the 6th round. Let's go ahead and pencil in our tight end, Jelani Woods from Virginia in the 4th round. All right, 5th round. This is where I start talking about running backs now, all right? We start talking about running backs here. If he's still on board, I know everybody wants James Cook, Dalvin Cook's little brother. I know everybody wants such and such, this and that. Reese Hall. Reese Hall is not going to be there at that time. I like Hassan Haskins, bro. Hassan Haskins is a great mix with Saquon Barkley. A big, bowling back that could just run over people like nobody's business and then just keep it pushing north-south. He kind of reminds me of a stronger, the guy that was the backup last year. Oh, man. I forgot his name, but we cut him. He played well with Barkley last year. Damn, how the hell I forgot his name already? I gotta check for early Alzheimer's disease if I have something like that, because I'll be forgetting shit so fast. But anyway, he reminds me a little bit better of a power back that could complement Barkley. Potentially, if Barkley is traded sometime or lost sometime down the line, he could come in and start and get you these gritty yards and pretty much be a team leader too, because he's been a team leader in Michigan's locker room for years. I like Hassan Haskins here in the 5th round. And you can pencil him in as our Giants' 5th round pick. Moving on to the 6th round now, right? We got 2 picks in the 6th round. I believe this is where we go wide receiver and we go offensive lineman again. All right. I like Luke Fortner if he's still here. I doubt he's going to fall this far. If not, there's also the guys from Ohio State that plays interior, Slayer. There's also some other other prospects. A guy from Memphis, I think Parham is his name, that plays interior. But I like Luke Fortner a lot because he could play center, he could play guard. He's very versatile, and he's also the offensive line leader. He was the offensive line leader in Kentucky. I think this guy will play well in the NFL. I think he has an NFL future. Centers usually go late in the draft, so except for Tyler Linderbaum, who might be a 1st or 2nd round pick. I believe in Luke Fortner, and I believe he could, if he slips this far, run up there and get him in the 6th round and put him as your backup center, your backup guard, and then next year he slots in as the starting center. In the later end of the 6th round, if he's still on board too, the wide receiver that had a 4.22 tall, lanky kid, Tyquan Thornton, we could take a flyer on him, and hopefully he has a Darius Slayton type season that Darius Slayton had in his rookie year, and hopefully we get some lightning in the bottle there. So I'm just going to recap what we went with as far as the draft. I went Neal 1st round, Stingley, sorry, with 2nd pick. 2nd round, I went with Petrie. 3rd round, I went with Cameron Thomas and Brian Osamoa. 4th round, I went with Woods. 5th, I went with Haskins. 6th, I went with Fortner, and 6th, I went with Thornton. So that's my Giants 7-round mock draft. Done real quick right before the draft. Let me know what you think. I'm your host of the Morning Beer Podcast, Darrell Davis. You have a lovely day and enjoy the draft. Hopefully we do something really good. Hopefully it's the picks that we want and we like. All right, take care. Peace.